'Twas beauty that bested the beast. I haven't said that in so long. Do you remember when I used to say that?
Nope.
Black Hood. We're called the Red Circle. Each and we're coming for you. Yeah, we will find you. Find you. We will hunt you. Hunt you. We will end you.
So we begin this episode with Jughead narrating for quite a while, I feel like, about serial killers.
He's like walking through the Riverdale library.
And I love this little hallucination, or I don't even know what to call this, just an image of Black Hood, and it looks like he's saying, "Shh, quiet, please."
With a big taxidermied owl.
So I'm kind of obsessed with it. We get a little flash of Mayor McCoy. She's holding an emergency town hall meeting, spurred on by, of course, the Black Hood, and also the Red Circle. The Red Circle jerk. I'll say it with my chest.
You're right. You're realer than I am.
And of course, Alice Cooper with
picture.
her...
She's giving Office Siren.
She is. She's giving Bayonetta.
Yes,
She's giving Slay the House Down boots.
And she's seeing the Red Circle video. She's seeing the town hall meeting, and she's like, this is a Riverdale Register scoop. This is the beat that I need to cover.
Yes. And instead of maybe focusing on the Black Hood as a person, it's more of like symbol of the encroaching strength of the South Side and its dastardly ways. Yes, which is rich coming from her, because we do know she used to be a serpent. So and she used to date FP in high school. So what's up? We've covered up the illicit material. But of course we do know that Archiekins has a gun. And he's practicing. He's shooting, I want to say bottles, but I think he's shooting an outline of a human being. I think he might be. It's something crazy like that. Yeah, he's like out in a field. Yeah, maybe Fox Forest. Maybe he got a little something on the way to his target practice. Yes. And he is like low-key like doing a good job. He's hitting it. Yeah. But it's a little scary because it's also like, ooh, in the sense that you want to kill the Black Hood. Yeah. We cut to the Cooper house, and they're grilling Betty because she did indeed let Polly, who is pregnant with the incest twins, leave to the farm. Upstate. Beautiful cinematography of Riverdale. She's flanked by Hal and Alice. Hallis, if you will. I won't. The Red Circle video came out last night. We're going to school and we're seeing everyone react to Archie as he's walking down the hallway. But is he walking in silence? Oh no. Black Hood. Black Hood. Or the Red Circle. Black Hood. Black Hood. Club remix of the Black Circle video. Well, yeah, the Black Circle. The black spot. He's got the black spot. You never read Treasure Island? No. Never seen Muppet Treasure Island, my slay? Probably. I treasure my blind spot. So Ronnie comes up to Archie and she's like, "Hey, baby girl, why are you inciting violence?" Yeah. And he's like, "Back off. Haters, back off." Exactly. Yeah. So not only is Veronica mad at his little Red Circle video, got Waldo Weatherby, Principal Weatherby. He's also mad, and he disbands the entire football team until Archie signs a letter saying that he's sorry to the community. Yeah. But Betty doesn't care about this. She's going to school and she's entering the blue and gold room. And she had a little package that said Betty, by the way, very off-center. Okay, Black Hood, get better at this. Calligraphy class. Like, girl. Come on. But it's another manila folder, much like Betty's mother, Alice, received last episode. A manila folder that was full of all of the Black Hood's murder trophy evidence. Mm-hmm. And this is an equally upsetting Black Hood letter to Betty. And basically this letter just says, "Hey, you're the reason why I'm killing everybody." Yeah. Your speech, it really at the Jubilee. At the Jubilee. Lest you forget the 75-year Jubilee. And she said all this stuff about making a new Riverdale. He's like, "This is what I'm doing. I'm making a new Riverdale in your Riverdale image." Of its sinners. Yeah. There was also a little page in there that was a cipher. And he's like, "Figure it out." And Kevin walks in. And he's like, "Oh my God, did you see all this stuff with the Black Hood? Also, like, we're like not it's really not cool that you told my dad
about
the
cruising,
whole cruising
but
thing.
also like I'm fine. Like they're just like, and it's fine.
I'm on redstatemeat.com. It's okay. That is what happens.
Yes.
And Betty's like, okay, that's really cool. I got this really upsetting letter, so I don't care about that right now.
Don't care about your cruising, Kevy.
And he's like, oh my God, we have to tell my dad. And she's like, well, tell him about the cipher and nothing else.
Yeah, not about this letter that not incriminates me, but definitely like centers me in the plot. We cut to Southside High.
We do.
Juggy's having a day. He's bebopping into that big cafeteria, the major Southside set piece.
Yes, with the fucking chain link fence and shit in it well, which doesn't make any sense.
Which makes no sense unless it's like, I think the implication is that it's like, oh, the ghoulies and the serpents can't even share a cafeteria without a fence down the middle.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, okay.
Right.
But it's also like half of a fence because they have to get through the cafeteria.
Right. It's just kind of stupid.
It's just kind of stupid, but
Juggy's hanging out with his serpent besties and up pipes a voice and a face we have not seen before.
Fangs Fogarty.
There he is, folks. We've got a bunch of slays in this picture. We got Fangs, we got Sweet Pea, we got Tony.
And you'll
bam,
bam. Sweet Pea's hand gently caressing Fangs' his lower back.
You know what's funny is he's actually coming in swinging and threatening to kill Archie.
That's right.
That is indeed what is happening right now.
Fangs isn't a proper serpent yet. He's still trying to prove himself.
Right.
And so he's like, what can I do, guys? What can I do? Can I rough up some ghoulies? How about that red circle jerk that just like posted on YouTube about how the serpents are like, he's gonna like rock through the south side. Sweet Pea is like, yeah, get that ginger bitch. And Juggy is like, oh,
I was like,
that's my blood brother.
He's like, so you don't want to go after him. He's like milquetoast. Like, you don't want to go after him.
Oh, he's an easy target. Is that the North Sider? Like, no. And Tony's kind of like
clocking that tea, clocking the homoeroticism. Next, we have Betty putting on the performance of a lifetime.
Yes, she's come home. Betty has turned over the cipher paper to Sheriff Keller / her mother and father, and she's crying. She's like, I got an anonymous like package sent to me at the Blue and Gold. I don't know what it means.
Like, I don't know. And they're like, was there anything else in there? And she's like, no, it was just a cipher. And I'm so confused. Mother, help.
Mother, help. And this is what Alice loves to hear.
Yes, because Alice is like, oh, don't worry, baby. I will protect you.
Yeah.
And by protect her, she means post a cipher for everybody in Riverdale to see so that they can crack it. Against the wishes
of Sheriff Keller. Again, against the wishes of Sheriff Keller. Which, sir, you gotta put your foot down at some point about like publishing of evidence,
subpoena
clues,
her, like
ransom notes, like. But I guess freedom of press is strong in Riverdale. I wish I could say the same.
Wish I could say the same about America. Here is the cipher.
Here's the cipher. If anyone can crack this code, you get a little kiss from which of us?
Boo knows.
Boo knows. So Juggy's reading all of his serial killer books. He's got. What's that say?
One says Zodiac.
Juggy's trying to crack the cipher.
But
Betty is trying to tell him, hey, my diva, let's crack the cipher together. / my diva bestie, my lover. I was sent
crazy shit is happening
this
to me.
note
Yeah.
in addition to the cipher, but like maybe this would help us. But Juggy's too like, neener. He's getting little texts from Betty and he's like, sorry, missed your call. Phone tag. Talk tomorrow. And Betty's like crashing out.
She is crashing out, and it's extra sinister because who is he cracking the cipher with?
Tony
Topaz, whose crack is true crime.
I listened to true crime for a phase.
I can't do it. I'm too scared.
I feel you. Also, I think there's a lot of like lacking media literacy,
or like
lacking
nuance.
Sensitivity training,
lacking
like,
which of course we wouldn't know anything about.
We wouldn't know anything about sensitivity training.
We wouldn't know anything about media training.
Betty is stuck cracking codes on her own for a while, and not only telling Kevin about her scary note.
Right. Even though they're not quite friends right now.
Because she outed his cruising habits to the sheriff, his father.
Why is the Black Hood not going after him?
Yeah.
I guess maybe the Black Hood doesn't know about it.
Maybe the Black Hood is woke.
So Archie, there was a little scene where Archie was talking with Reggie, and Reggie was like, dude, you have to sign that fucking letter and get us back on the football team.
Yeah.
And Archie's like, heard that, but what if I went after the Southsiders?
Yeah.
And Reggie's like, so that's not what I just said. And Dilton's like, I'm with you, Red.
And okay, Dilton. Like so Archie gets a fake ID so that he can go buy
guns,
more
Kevlar,
guns?
and ammo.
Yeah.
And his fake name is Wilbur Wilkins.
And it's a driver's license for the town of Riverdale, not a state.
Not a state, not a nothing.
They refuse to tell us what state it's in for some reason.
It's really fucking
Even
annoying.
though we know that it's New York.
You know what we should do?
Ohio.
You know what we should do?
Mm-hmm.
Next time we see a car, we should look at the license plate.
This is big. This is big.
Okay. Anyways, this doesn't matter for you guys, but it matters for us.
And the guy at the gun store is just like,
yep.
Jack.
Never seen you around, Red. Distinguishable man.
Distinguishable man. And oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
A distinguished gentleman.
Well, yes.
Well, maybe not for what comes next.
Yeah. Okay. So we will retract that, but like in general,
Archie is Kevlar'd up on his way to Riverdale High, and he bumps into Ronnie, who has changed her tone a little bit about that whole red circle.
Because she learned that Hiram was the one that put those little ideas into Archie's mind.
Along with a couple other little things.
In her mind, she's like, I'm supporting my man, my man, my man. We can still make this a good thing.
Yeah. So Ronnie is like, they can't disband the entire school. What if we make the red circle like massive?
Like Regina George cutting the boobs out of the shirt.
Which is quite the look,
mm-hmm.
I would say. So Ronnie has enlisted the Vixens, who are apparently up for anything. So Cheryl is handing out red circle t-shirts.
And everybody's wearing them. And let me just say they're ugly.
Yeah. Ronnie's is the only one that's like crafted.
Yeah, like fitted and like,
her.
Ooh.
Because of course she would make that for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then she bulk ordered a bunch on a custom.
Overnight, I guess. Yeah. I don't know how.
She knows a girl. She knows a girl.
She for sure does.
Like, yeah.
She knows a sweatshop or two, I feel. You want to live in Taiwan?
So Kevin, Juggy, Tone, Tinter, and Betty are all at Jughead's trailer. Betty is very like, I need the code. And Tony's like, loosen your ponytail, diva.
The ponytail? And Kevin, well.
Kevin says, Betty's ponytail is iconic and beyond reproach. Beyond reproach.
Beyond reproach. Hello, princess.
The ponytail is beyond reproach.
Betty's ponytail is iconic and beyond reproach. So tensions are continuing to mount.
And then Betty's like, it's fine, Kev. And she takes down her luscious ponytail and it falls limp on her shoulder.
Dead and straw-like. I actually do like her hair, but
hair's fine.
Yeah, I don't really know why I said that, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I just got possessed by that trash cat, Tony.
Juggy is just Juggy. And Juggy is just kind of laying on the couch, like not noticing. It's giving like recurring theme of him just not noticing,
being present
for Betty. And it's kind of like, okay,
it's kind of like you should also be defending her ponytail. Yeah. You love it.
Yeah, you're dying for it.
Guys, what?
You do not tell me what to do. Or what? Are you gonna hit me? Do you want it? I don't want it. Because you're asking for it. You're dying for it.
Betty and Tony are fighting about the north side versus the south side, and oh, well, we wouldn't be doing anything crazy if you guys weren't dealing fucking drugs. And Tony's like, well, if you guys weren't doing the drugs, then
also,
crazy things wouldn't be happening.
Your crazy Clifford Blossom is the guy who bought the drugs.
So what are you saying? And it basically escalates to a point where Tony's like, well, your boyfriend is hanging out with the serpent, so what then?
Yeah. And Betty's like, Jug? And he's like,
yeah.
Like, he's giving nothing.
He's giving nothing, and then Kevin's like, all right.
I'm gonna go.
You know what? Trash cat, Tony Topaz, let's leave.
She's like, can I walk you home? And she's like, I'm gonna impregnate you one day.
And then he's
you
like,
think I'm joking.
And you think I'm joking and you're not. And he's like, maybe he'll walk me home, actually.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. So and while we're on the south side,
Archie is on his vigilante shit.
He's patrolling. He is going around with a spray paint canister, drawing red circles on the sides of buildings to show, like, the red circle was here.
We're watching.
And he's actively vandalizing a building.
Right.
He's so bad at this. He
Guys,
is vandalizing
face
the
out.
front of a building under a street lamp, face out at like 7:30 p.m. Like,
and everybody knows he was the only face in the red circle video.
Like,
so who the fuck else would it be?
He's the only identifiable known one. And who should come out of the building that he's actively spray painting? The Serpentines, Sweet Pieka, Fangs, et al. Like, kind of a gaggle of others.
And they're just kind of like, hey, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Like,
what are you doing? Tagging our shit.
Like, this is our turf. Also, what are you doing here? Like, why are you coming into our place to, like, hunt? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. The Black Hood isn't a Southsider. You're losing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And Sweet Pea flicks open a little switch.
Mm-hmm.
And Archie pulls a gun on him.
Archie pulls a gun on him and holds it like he's in Spring Breakers. And Sweet Pea and Fangs are like,
go. Spring
whoa.
break, guys. Sorry.
Exactly. Crazy girl shit. Could it go Spring Break, guys? And they run away because they're like, fuck, I'm not trying to get shot by this crazy ginger.
And
me as fuck.
And then Archie goes home.
Yeah, like...
We don't see what he does next. I can only assume he, like, ravages the south side. Like,
yeah, like, he goes kicking trash cans, hitting mailboxes.
Needing him to ravage my south side and kick my mailbox.
No,
like,
for real. Spray paint a circle around me. Ooh! Spray paint my red circle. There we go. That's better.
No, it's not. Somehow Betty and Juggy made out.
And made up.
They made up. They're spooning on the couch. I guess they ciphered deep into the night. And Betty wakes up and she's kind of like...
She just freaks. Well, she wakes up and she goes, oh my God, my mom's going to kill me. I need to leave. Bye, Jug. Love you.
Yeah.
So I think this is when she does tell him about the letter. And he goes, why the fuck didn't you tell me?
Yeah. And she's like, well, I tried. You've been, like, sucking on that trash cat, Tony.
You have. And,
yeah.
And he's like, well, no, my sweet baby girl. You're just like if Nancy Drew and Girl with a Dragon Tattoo were, had a love child.
And then Betty goes, Nancy to Drew.
And she's like, I love you so much. I have to leave. We will get back to this.
Yeah.
So here's where Waldo and Sheriff Keller's first name are...
I don't know it.
Waldo and Keller are...
rifling through Archie's locker at school the next day.
Yes.
And
because there was a description of a red-headed North Sider who was spray painting, waving a gun around, and also was wearing a black hood at one point.
And so that got called in to the sheriff's office,
right?
And Sheriff Keller and Waldo are going through Archie's locker, and they find, you guessed it, a black ski mask.
Which is not looking good for Archiekins. Waldo's like, listen, I was willing to, like, be behind you with the red circle, but not now. So you're the fuck out. You're the fuck out.
Yeah.
You're the fuck out.
So Archie gets suspended.
For realsies.
realsies.
And this sends Fred into a tailspin. He's like, I'm scared of you. I don't know what you're going to do next. And it's not looking good for Miss Archie.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And it's kind of giving, like, this kind of came up when Archie first told Fred about, like, I need to protect you. But, like, this whole time, Fred has adamantly been saying, don't do this, Archie. This is not what I want. I want you to be safe.
Right. This is actively going against my wishes. This is not helping me.
And so Archie's entire revenge plot is not really in service of Fred. It's in service of his own, like,
savior complex. Yep.
Yeah. It's this night.
Hermione comes in and she's talking to Ronnie. And she's
Pembroke.
like, yes, at the Pembroke, sorry. Ronnie's still in her red circle t-shirt and she's lounging on the bed. She's looking super slay and cunty.
Yeah. Wait, so did Ronnie wear this shirt 2 days in a row at school?
Oh, this was yeah, I guess she did.
So Ronnie wears exclusively her red circle shirt now. So
yeah,
she's
it's
lounging,
her new pearls.
She's lounging.
And Hermione's like, Mija, And this is honestly some of the only real dialogue we've gotten from Hermione in a while.
Yeah.
And she's saying, you either need, like, you can't stand by your man completely blindly. She's like, there's loyalty and there's blind loyalty. And blind loyalty is stupid.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out what's going on with your man and you've got to make that decision.
And I wish she would eat some of those nachos. Like,
I think at this point she's sort of saying, like, it's too late for me.
But you
just can make that decision
with Archie.
And that's sort of how I'm feeling about that conversation.
Yeah.
And it would be great, except the next thing that happens is Ronnie gets a phone call from Archie saying, I've been suspended. Go get my gun from the school toilet. So she does.
Wearing her cloak.
Well, of course.
Cloak mention. And then she goes to Archie's house and she's like...
Pissed off.
Like, girl, why do you have a gun? Why am I sneaking around to get it for you? Because you're suspended for attacking people with this gun on the south side. This is insane, Boots. Like, I put this red circle on my chest because I was trying to support you. But now you're making me look like a fool.
And you're making everybody who supports you look like a fool. She says, you know, like, what were you even going to do with the gun? Like, kill the Black Hood? And he's like, yes, I want to see the light leave his eyes. Girl. You need to get off the jingle and you need to go to sleep.
And he's like, okay, but where's the gun? And she goes, I threw it into Sweetwater River. You don't need it. But before they can really get into the ramifications of that, da-ding, who's at the door?
Hunger.
Ooh, hunger. It's Reggie and the entire football team with, we got some pizzas, guy. Archie has been left home alone while his father goes to the town hall meeting to air out all of the grievances of the town about the Red Circle, the Black Hood, what they should do. This is why Reggie and the football team can descend upon the house, and it's just kind of like, fine.
Yeah. And basically there's two camps. There's Alice Cooper.
At the town hall.
Yes, at the town hall. There's Alice Cooper, who wants to shut down Southside High and bolster the police with that money. So she's giving crazy Boots. Yeah. Because she's like, we need a better police force because Sheriff Smeller is doing... That was so good.
So good.
Was doing... fuck knows what when these children were solving the Jason murder. So, like, why do we think he could even do it?
Yeah. And then that's one camp. The second camp is Fred stands up and he's like, who else here was shot by the Black Hood? We don't need to go crazy as a town, everyone.
Yeah. Like there's no, we don't need to divide as a town. We need to stand together.
Yes.
And find out who the Black Hood is and keep each other safe.
Yes. He's
like, that's not what we do. And Alice is like, is that why your son's being a fucking crazy vigilante? And Fred's like, girl, that's not my... We've had a talk. That's not my stance.
Keeper, even though, well, like, yeah. We flip back to the Andrews house. The entire team is there. I would not want to be Ronnie.
Girl,
just
I would have broken up with him so fast.
With the entire football team and your, like, homicidal boyfriend.
Yeah, and they're all, like, riled up and crazy. I'd be like, okay, I'm going home. I'm scared.
Not to mention a second knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Hunger.
Ooh, hunger.
The South Side Serpents have pulled up to Archie's house to be like, you think you can mess with us in our turf? We're going to come to your turf. And Archie opens the door. Ronnie's standing there. They say that. And then Reggie walks up and he goes, you guys have terrible timing. And the entire football team, like, backs behind Archie. And these four serpents are like, oh, they do have bad timing.
They do have bad timing. This is actually bad for them.
Yeah.
And instead of going, you know what? Let's just deal with this like men and talk it out. They are teenage boys.
Yeah.
And half of them are in a gang and the other half are also in a cult. So they're the Red Circle, of course.
And Ronnie is the only semi-sane person. So she does what she can. If I was her, I may have been a little bit more like,
I'm calling the police.
But, or at least like, I'm calling Alice because I know that she'll like put a stop to this.
Right.
Like.
Right. More people need to stick Alice Cooper on situations.
Sicker. Like
literally. Release.
Like, she's like, yeah, she's feral, that one. Ronnie instead, though, is like, you obviously want a rumble.
So let's you know what? Have a rumble.
Have a rumble, but
no
lead
weapons.
pipes, no switches, no guns. Clean fist fight, guys. Like, get it out or whatever. The serpents are like, okay.
Well, shit, I have nothing else to do. And the
Yeah.
bulldogs are like,
Yeah, and so
while all of this has been happening, Betty and Jughead are on their own thing, their own little side quest. Because remember,
Betty is the Nancy Drew of drag, and
well, yes,
she is remembering all of her like training as a young wee lass, where she was reading the Nancy Drew books, and she's like, Juggy, the code, the cipher that the Black Hood uses, it's from the Nancy Drew secret code activity book.
So how the fuck does the Black Hood know that she would know that?
Yeah, because remember, Betty, this was all crafted for Betty. And she's like, that's why this is the cipher that was used for me. This was my favorite book growing up as a wee lass. And so they crack the code. And what does it say?
I will strike next where it all began.
And Jughead goes, Betty, your speech. The town hall.
Where all of the adults are
right now. So
they are running.
They're running over there. They're running. They burst through the door as this big Fred Alice debate is happening. And they're like, everybody run! And it's like, oh, that's not good. And Mayor McCoy is even like,
let's chill.
Let's not do that. Because like everybody running around in a panic. If something were to happen, we wouldn't even like be able to deal with that.
Right.
So like,
and Betty's like, heard, pulls the fire alarm.
And so like,
and so now everybody's running.
And there aren't any shots.
So we're okay.
It seems like maybe Betty and Juggy did in fact prevent the next shooting at the town hall meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the rumble.
And the rumble is in the rain.
Oh yeah. Archie's drenched. It's the Bulldogs and Dilton versus the Serpents. All of Archie's plotlines are very the outsiders.
They are.
It's kind of an even match at the beginning.
And
fist, punchy, rain. Everything's in slow-mo.
And then Archie is down. And he's getting kicked in the ribs. And it's not looking good. And then Sweet Pea pulls out a switchblade.
And this is very obviously against the no weapons rule.
And who gets stabbed in the thigh?
Dilton Doily.
And all of a sudden,
who should show up in the rain? Ronita. And she fires a single shot into the air.
With the gun she didn't get rid of.
She saves them with a gunshot to warn off the serpents and go, the rumble's over.
And the rumble is indeed over.
Reggie hurries stabbed Dilton to Riverdale General, and they're rehearsing their like,
you tripped and you stabbed yourself or some shit like that. It's ridiculous.
Like, okay, we didn't need this.
Yeah,
pop off.
But hey, thank God Dilton's gonna be okay. Hopefully he didn't get a tetanus shot.
Hopefully he didn't.
Right. Lockjaw.
If only Dilton couldn't talk. Then we're going back to the Andrews house.
Guys, it's big.
So this is right before Fred gets home from the town hall meeting where there was a major Black Hood attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie is kind of cleaning Archie's wounds. They're both soaked through.
It's very much giving Beauty and the Beast.
'Twas beauty that bested the beast. I haven't said that in so long. Do you remember when I used to say that?
Nope.
Fred walks in, sees Ronnie like gently caressing Archie's happy trail, and Fred is like,
young love.
They'll be all right. Those kids will be all right. And it's like, okay.
Do you not want to check on your son after you were almost shot again?
And it looks like they're both like drenched and like
your son is kind of like, hurt.
Yeah. Ronnie straddled up again as her go-to move, her signature straddle, and her ability to comfort people, sex. And you know what? And they did before this have a little like, Ronnie's like, you're not a killer, Archie. Miss Arya, you're a killer, not Ezra's wife. And he's like, you're so right, babe. Yeah, so they boink.
But it actually is really sweet.
It is.
And he's like, she's like, we can break the cycle now. We
Yeah.
don't need to be doing all of this crazy shit. Like, can you promise me that? And he's like, yeah, totally. So after Ronnie and Archie have their hurt comfort boink sesh, then they go hand in hand to Sweetwater River, the bridge.
And they actually throw the gun into the river. For realsies, we go to the Cooper house. Betty's phone is ringing. An unknown caller. She picks up. Betty Cooper.
This is the Black Hood. As you guys see, Archie is still leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else.
But big moves because Betty finally caught up and surpassed Juggy. So we're actually eating. Ronnie is still in second place. Cheryl didn't have a lot to do this episode, but you know.
We did have some more Reggie action. We of course had Dilton action of him being stabbed, which is perfect.
The introduction of Fangs.
Oh, which is huge.
And the Black Hood is telling everyone to hush up while actively talking to Betty, which is cray.
And here we are. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. That was so in sync.